To give you a few tips if you're actually serious about dyeing your seats. These are things that you need to know how to do it the best way. So this is after doing a ton of research, and obviously I've done it too, so I learned a little bit about it. I find this stuff works the best. Pick up a can of this. It's cheap at Advance. You can get this and a set of 3 top microfibers for $5. This stuff works the best because there's no ammonia or anything in it, so it's not going to leave behind any residue whatsoever, and it's a super strong cleaner. So spray this on. I do like sections at a time, so you got the bolster, the middle of the seat, and then the other bolster. Just do sections at a time, spraying this, and pick up one of these as well. You can see actually it's a little bit tan from the seats. One thing to note is if you try hard enough, dye will come off of any leather seat. Black, tan, red, it doesn't matter what color it is, it will come off if you try hard enough. So get this and be able to attach it to like a cordless drill. Spray this on, use this, do like 1 or 2 passes, wipe it down with a microfiber. After you do that, this stuff comes in the kit. It's called Dynamic Clean. It's a super strong prep cleaner. It's crazy. So you kind of coat the section with this, and then you take this right here, it's a Scotch-Brite pad, and you give it a good scrubbing, and then wipe it down with a separate microfiber. You want to keep them different between that and that, so that way there's no cross-contamination. Another tip, get one of these. You can get them from like the, I guess, Chinese food places and stuff like that. It's the best for the dye because it prevents like spilling. You can fill this up with the dye instead of having to pour it onto the sponge. Now this is my sponge after dyeing the front and back seats. It comes, obviously it comes white, but it's a big sponge. Make sure if you're doing this overnight, rinse the sponge out and rinse this out. Otherwise it's gonna dry on. You can see how it's dried right there, and then it's not gonna soak up the dye anymore. Another tip, have a heat gun or a hair dryer. Hair dryer works better, and you wanna make sure in between coats it is 100% dry. I waited, on the front seats, I literally stayed up till 4:30 in the morning. It took about 20 hours combined, but make sure they're completely dry. I waited probably about 30 minutes in between each coat, and it was a hot day when I did the back seats. So there's just a few tips for you, man, if you're actually serious about dyeing your seats. It worked out for me.